And hello. I'm going to start again. There we go. Okay. Hello, and welcome to week 5 of the power of courage and ability and our money. Whew. This so far I have found to be quite a ride, and I think I may have some of you feeling the same way. It's going to discovering and delving into our courage and our ability is so powerful, and then we have resistance to it, of course. So what I realized today as I was working on bringing this class together was that we have to get into our hearts. We have to get into our hearts. And this group is just a group of people in their heads. We've got so many great heads in this group. And our hearts are crying out. Our hearts are crying out, come, come, come. So that's going to be the focus today. So let's just breathe into the circle. So just let all the breath out. And breathe deeply into your lungs and hold the breath. And let it go. And take another deep breath and breathe down into your belly, into your core, and hold it. And release. And another deep breath and breathe up into your brain and hold it. And release. And now one more deep breath and breathe into your heart. And hold it. And let it go. And now just let yourself relax back into your normal breathing, becoming aware of the rhythm of your breath. And becoming aware of the rhythm of your heartbeat. And becoming aware of the heartbeat of the Divine Mother Earth. And now feel your heart beating in rhythm with the Mother Earth. As you become aware of us all sitting in circle here together. All of us here on the live call. And all the rest of our wonderful circle that joins us and will join us later. We're all together here now. Because time is simultaneous. We're all together in this circle. And we're all together with all our beautiful immortal beings of light. So just experience that we're in circle together and our immortal beings of light are here in circle together, sitting next to us or behind us or however they choose, or through us, expanded through us, however you experience. But now experience us in the circle and experience all the beings of light that come to join us in the circle. that always come to work with us, that always support us, all our team of light beings, of angels and fairies, all the elementals of the earth that want so much for us to succeed, in this work of bringing money as love into and through our hearts and our lives and out into our world, our beautiful world, our wonderful. And of course, here we are on the earth, on our Mother Earth, the Divine Mother holding us and supporting us and loving us for all that we are and all that we're becoming. And the Divine Father Sky that holds and protects and supports and loves us for all that we are and all that we're becoming. As we experience the Divine Mother Earth and the Divine Father Sky coming together within us in sacred marriage, all of us, our yin and our yang, beautiful selves, here within us, within this circle. Such a wonderful circle. So many magnificent personalities. And now let's just beam out light from our hearts to all the hearts in the circle. And feel yourself sending out these beams. Feel it in your heart. And now tune into being in your heart and receiving all of these beams of love and light. As we create this web of light in our circle, connecting us. And think of anything, anyone or anything that you would like to just throw into this web of light for healing, as for yourself or for the world, or for someone else, a person that's needing help. And just think of placing them in the web, just so that they can be healed as we work together today. And play together today. Going to have heart play today. Now bring your bowl of money up in front of your heart, bringing your money into your heart. And just touch your money, play with your money, kiss your money, caress yourself with your money. Think about when you got sexy with your money this week. Ooh, oh, kiddos. Okay. Money is love. We are love. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Give your third eye a little massage as you come into here now, grounding, grounding, grounding. And if you haven't already, open your eyes. All right, my dears. I was going to tell a story about, this is, so let me make her so you can see her. This is a Tibetan Lakshmi. I got her in Santa Fe, Ellen, when you listened to this. When I was living in Santa Fe, and there's this interesting story about her because she was with me for most of the time. I lived in Santa Fe, and she lived right on my altar and everything. And then somehow, I guess I didn't see her anymore. I don't know when that happened, but then I was moving from Santa Fe, and it was the day that the moving truck was coming to take everything out of my storage unit to take it to California. And I had all these different things that I was getting rid of that were not going to fit into the. I was doing triage, so and the guys that were helping me move and stuff, they were taking stuff, and I was saying, "Oh, you want this, you want that," and one thing that I was getting rid of was a very small carry-on, rolling suitcase that I had used for years, but the handle had broken, and I really loved it, but there was no really reason to keep it. And so I just tossed it over across this big driveway, and one of the guys said, "Can I take that?" And I said, "Sure," and then I went, "Wait a minute." And I went over and I picked it up, and I heard something shaking inside of it. And I opened it up, and there she was. And I almost left her behind. And I went, "Oh my goodness, my dear." And it was such a great moment. And so, of course, then, and I have no idea how she got there, or how she called me to come and take her before I gave, the suitcase away. Obviously, she wanted to come, and she's my girl, one of my girls, one of our girls, one of our great goddesses of abundance and joy and happiness. Lakshmi's an amazing, amazing goddess. So there. Okay, and I have her now sitting right in front of my bowl, like she does most of the time now. So we're going to have sharing, but we're going to have brief sharing today. Because I have some stuff to talk about today that I want to share, and then we might have time for more sharing because we are a small group. So first, I want just to have a raise of hands, and Dorothy, you can say thumbs up or thumbs down. Who did how many people did their homework more than 4 days this week?
Yes.
Everybody. That's fabulous. And wonderful. So did that feel better?
You learn more.
I'll unmute everybody, and I'll put us all so we can all see each other. You learn more. Dorothy says you learn more that way. Who else has something to say about that?
I feel like I went deeper because of it.
Good. Who else? Anybody else?
It was fulfilling, very fulfilling.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Paula, how about you?
Oh, thought I was muted. Well, I had been doing the homework.
Oh, you didn't do the homework?
No, I did it. I was doing it. I was journaling every day, and I was re-listening. Yeah, I was like the student that was doing the homework.
Did that feel good? Did that feel good?
No, I had been doing it throughout the weeks.
Oh, that's right. You were the student that was doing the homework. That's right. I get it.
Yeah, but this time I did try not only meditating after, because sometimes I come up with this morning routine and now it becomes too long. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was doing the meditation where I just go through it in my head instead of listening to your audio. But now I've just said, well, I'll just do it during the day. I'll just do a short one after I journal, and then I'll just do it during the day at some point. And I had two very powerful meditations, but I will share about it on when it's my time to share.
Okay. Fabulous. Wonderful. How about you, Michelle?
I had a really tough week, so I may not be the one. I did do it, and I just kind of brought up more and more and more, or life was bringing it up.
Well, all the same thing.
Full moon, blah, 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 you know.
But the energy was bringing it up, and that's what it does. And then we get to have it released, right?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Joe's just said something to me.
No, okay. I said, yes, we keep bringing it up. The energy, doing the meditation, doing the journaling, keeps bringing it up. Everything that keeps needing to be brought up until it gets enough up so that then it can shift. So it's great, and your hair looks great, by the way. Anyway, okay,
let's just say without it, Barbara, I don't think I would have survived.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okie dokie. Where is Paula?
Paula disappeared.
Okay, so she'll pop back. Okay, I'm trying to tune into what's I think I want to talk for a little bit. So I'm going to mute everybody, and then we'll have sharing, I'm going to talk for a little bit. So, my dears, when I was tuning in this morning, starting this morning, because that's what I do. I start working with y'all. I'm working with you all week long, but on the day that we meet, I begin working with you in my journaling and my meditation first thing in the morning, and then I work with it and tune in with everybody to see where we really need to go at the class. So I kept feeling like there is a hole. There's this hole in the class. As I was sensing the class, I was feeling like there was this hole. And then I realized the hole was in the heart of the class. The hole was in the heart of the class. And then I realized that hole is in all of us, that we have a hole in our heart that needs to be filled with love. That's all. That was just that was, but it's really, I kept sensing it and feeling it all day long. And so as I started writing about what we were going to talk about and where we were going to go and how this was going to play out, I started getting all these different interesting pieces. And one of the pieces that comes up, and I don't know if I ever talked about this in this class, but there's a memory I have from childhood, from little childhood, that I think we all probably have. And that is the game of musical chairs. We all went to birthday parties and we all played musical chairs, right? And this is like the cruelest game in the whole world. It's so cruel. And the only one person gets to win. And everybody else, every other little child at the birthday party loses. And everybody, all of our parents and everybody just thinks this is just a fine game that we were raised with. And I think kids still play musical chairs. I don't think anybody's changed anything. And I might be wrong, but I don't think so. And And every little child is sitting there, or not sitting after they lose their chair, standing away with a broken heart. All of us were little children with broken hearts just because of a mean game. But then if you think about it, this mean game is the game of life on this planet in the dominator culture. This is what we live with every day of our lives. Every day of our lives, we are never sure if somebody's going to pull the chair out from under us. We're never sure. And because of that initial early on childhood thing, we have it kind of in our bodies what it feels like when you try to sit down and the chair's gone. And so that's where I want to really kind of start, because when we left the mother God cultures, the chairs were completely pulled out from under us. All of our connection, our hearts were connected to the Divine Mother Earth, and we got ripped away from it. And I think our hearts have been broken. I think we have lived with broken hearts for 5,000 years. I think, and our exciting adventure here that we're working on is to repair our hearts. To repair our hearts, and that's why we're reconnecting with the Divine Mother in the earth, and to repair our hearts, and to repair our little children within us, and our hearts. Because so as I looked at our group and I saw the hole in the heart of our group as the collective group, then I realized, and then our own personal heartbreak and hole in our heart, and then the collective, the great collective. This beautiful mother bringing money into her heart compassionately to heal it and shift it into love is what we're doing. That's how we're healing our hearts with this money. But it's really hard to heal your hearts with money of love, which we're in the process of learning how to do, when our hearts are so broken and we believe the old stories about what money is. And I started to I've been thinking about the difference when we say, I'm wealthy, or I'm a wealthy man, or I'm a wealthy woman, or I want to be a wealthy woman, or I want to do, or all these affirmations that are said a lot in all of that, in many of the manifestation classes and workshops and protocols. That's continuing. That word wealthy, it continues the separation, continues, because wealthy connotes exclusivity. Everybody, there are the wealthy people. And so so our broken hearts, our hole in our heart, that's broken heart, that is because we have been broken away from the whole, from the great oneness. And so if you think that to be wealthy continues us keeping out of there, I know this is kind of subtle differences, but I'm feeling this in my heart, and I hope you can sense it if I'm not getting it, articulating it well enough yet. because it's coming through now. But instead, so then I started thinking, well, there's a much better word, and Michelle and I used to have a friend named Lena who used to say, change your vocabulary and change your life. And so instead of, I want us to kind of drop the word wealthy out of our vocabulary and replace it with prosperous. And the wonderful thing about prosperous is it has the word us in it. It ends with the word us. So to be prosperous. So we are now on the path to open our hearts to being prosperous. And another thing that's wonderful about the word prosperous is that it comes from the verb to prosper. So it's an action. It's an action. It's not just being something. I'm wealthy. I am prosperous. I'm prospering. And what that connotes to me is I'm expanding. So my prosperity starts in my heart. And then I expand it. And I expand it and I become more and more and more prosperous. And as I become more and more prosperous, there's so much extra that it just spills out from my heart into the world, and it touches the world with my healthy heart energy, my healed heart energy. So, So then I started thinking about, so we're in our hearts and everything, but we did, and now I'm going to, I think I'm going to have us share now, because one of the things we did this week was getting sexy with our money. So I want everybody to report about getting sexy with your money, because that's going to take us into heart and sex and all of the things that sex and money, keep us separated from our hearts. So I'm going to turn this back on so we can see all of us. And who would like to share about getting sexy with your money? Okay, Pamela, I'll unmute you. Oh, I can't unmute you. You have to unmute you.
The phone.
Oh, okay. I hear you. No, oh no, you got to unmute your phone. Oh, I see. I did it. Okay, go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So it was fun. I have to say, and exhilarating. And then I learned something in the middle of that, and I thought to myself, why worry? That came to me. All over me was like, why worry? Why worry about money? And as a matter of fact, it came to me that that's ridiculous to worry about money. So I think that's all I need to say.
Okay.
I got that. It was fun, exhilarating, and I learned that. I didn't learn it. I just felt how it is to worry about money. It doesn't. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Beautiful. Thank you.
When not in a judgmental, it was like a giggly kind of way, like, oh, that's ridiculous.
Excellent.
It's ridiculous.
I love it.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Very good.
Yeah, excellent. Beautiful. Who's next?
It's Dorothy here.
Hello, Dorothy here.
Are we only talking about the
sexy? Yes, we're talking about sexy and getting sexy with your money.
Okay, fine. I'll skip to that. Well, so yes, it was a lot of fun. So after laundering the money, and I lay it out. I had like 6 piles, 3 on the left side, 3 on the right, and I had to keep looking at the instructions. And anyway, it says like, okay, look at your money and see the money beaming out light and all this. And so I'm looking, and there's space for me to lie in the middle, but I have all these piles of hundreds face up. So Benjamin Franklin is staring at me. So that it was a little creepy, the idea of laying down with Benjamin Franklin. That was just too weird, right? So, okay. So then thankfully the next instruction was to throw the money up. So I start taking piles, one pile by pile, and I throw it up. So the first thing I realized is like, boy, money doesn't fly very far. It didn't go very far. I thought it was going to like go up and big. And anyway, but one happens to go winged itself off the left side of the bed. Like, okay. So then I had to go get that. But I'm like, okay, it's like spending money. And I do all the rest of the piles, and the last pile, one bill, goes off to the right side of the bed. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, that's like representing money going out, spending money. Okay. Mm-hmm. So then I'm ready, and now thankfully, I don't have all these Benjamin Franklins looking at me. So then I look, and so the back side of the $100 bill is this beautiful piece of art, and it happens a beautiful building, and big, old trees, and it happens to be Independence Hall. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So this is like Norman's statement that he came up with, that money is freedom and I am a free man. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, look, it's Independence Hall in the back of the 100. That's fantastic. So then I lay down, and I had found that picture of like money raining. So I start picking up the money, and I just start from as far as high as I could. I start dropping it on me, and it's raining money on me. And it's so much fun. And I had enough, and I just kept, going down the sides and raining more money, going down the side and raining more money. And then at the end of it all, I had a shirt's worth of money laying on top of me, and it felt good. And what surprised me, I learned that money is warm. Money's really insulative, and it felt so. I'm like, this is great, and I can equate that warmth and that insulativeness to like money taking care of me.
Beautiful.
And yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Wonderful. Steve. Let me unmute you, honey. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I lay around my bed and I thought, well, I looked at that picture that you posted of the woman in the bed of cash.
Right.
And I thought, oh God, would that feel good? I just don't have that amount of cash. So I just took the cash that I had and I just rubbed it all over and felt how intimate I could be with money. I hadn't thought about being intimate with money. And this just sort of made me feel warm and fuzzy about money, and just kind of like, ooh, I can touch it, I can feel it, it can feel me. And I don't know, it was a sensual experience. I wouldn't say it was erotic or sexual, but it was sensual. And right now in the Gay Men's Chorus, we're looking at the intersection of sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality. And so the sensuality of the money became a spiritual thing for me as well, and it was like, oh, wow, I feel it in my spirit. So I just kind of enjoyed doing it every day.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Sensuality, sexuality, and spirituality. That's beautiful. The 3 S's. Oh, that's fabulous. Yeah, beautiful. Yes, because all of those things are part of us, and they're all they're just, and we kept them all separate. Every problem we have is because of separation. Every problem on the planet is because of being separate from our spirit, separate from each other, separate from our money, separate from our prosperity, separate from our family, everything. So thank you. That's beautiful.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
It was, at first, when I first started to do it, I thought, ooh, I don't know where this money's been.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, well, fuck it. Oh, excuse me.
It's okay.
And I thought, I didn't know where a lot of the men had been that I played with at one time. And, so what's money?
Fabulous, dude. Beautiful, sweetheart. Beautiful. Okay. Paula.
Yeah. Well, I had a funny experience because I did this on Sunday, and my husband went to his family's, and I decided to stay because I wanted to work in the book. So I did, okay, I'm going to do it nice, I'm going to have my coffee and then I'll do it nice. And then I laid down all of the money in the bed. And then I was like, no, I'll do that later. I'll do my writing and I'll take care of myself. So it was not like I was procrastinating. I was just really wanted to do it in a different moment.
Uh-huh.
So then finally he came along and he went into the room and was like, what's that? And then I explained it. And he's like, oh yeah, you're a nice group, blah, blah, blah. It's very supportive. And then I go again, okay, so now I'm going to do it. So I put some, I don't know why. I wanted to put that song from Katy Perry that's called Roar.
Uh-huh.
You know the song?
I do.
I don't know why. I thought I'm just going to put music. I'm going to do It's Raining Men, like It's Raining Money, or I'll just do it. I just like music. And then I have this chant that I had posted on the Facebook group. They just 108 times the string, right?
Okay.
So it's very nice, and I put it. And then I started rolling in the money, and it's all going very well. And then I remembered, that I had laid some pounds that I had, and some money. And I had something like $700, all there, and then Costa Rican money. But then I don't know. I was like, oh, there's only six $100 bill, and I'm like, oh, I've lost one. And then I'm like, no, it's somewhere in the bed. And then I could not let it go. And then I said, I'll just stop. And then it took me like 10 or 15 minutes. Just, I took away all of the bed sheets and everything, so on. And I was like, oh my God, I've lost the money, and I was so haunted by that, right? And that made me realize something. It was perfect. It was my husband that took a $100 bill. Okay. Just took one. And, and just like, I need it, so I won't have to change. He had to pay something in dollars. And then that made me realize something. I am always losing something and trying to find something all the time. I lose stuff in my purse. I'm at the airport and I'm like, oh, I had a bagel. Where's my bagel? I do this. Oh, no. Like really, like all the time. I'm like, I want, there's this vegetarian restaurant that's downstairs, and their standard question is like, did you take your key? Did you take your card? Right? And God's always very nice with me, and I always lose this stuff, like really, like the keys, and it always comes back. And I think that's something that happens to me with money. When I have cash, I'm always like, I thought I had 10 bills, now I have 8. Oh, I must have paid something. So I haven't found out what is it about, and I did try to journal about it, but nothing came up. So I think my story is to be continued.
Thank you. And that's a really good one. It's about and it really is about grounding, sweetie. Staying present in your body, and we're going to learn more about how to do that.
If I may say something, you remember I asked that on the self trust and your money at class, because this is something that happens to me. I'm like, yay, and sometimes it's less painful to just be there. We had spoken about it, because you're there, and then that's like heaven. It's the heaven part of you. It's so warm and everything's love. But I do realize, and I love it when you said it like that. I wrote it, very large. You said, on this board that I have over there. And you said that we are supposed to be grounding the light.
Right.
So thank you.
You're welcome. So yes, and we're gonna do. So, Michelle hasn't talked.
In a beautiful bowl, but it's mostly coins. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. But I have, I've got many, many years doing energy work. So I thought of it as an energy work thing rather than a sexy thing. And I would really like to experience what it feels like to register the warmth and feel the sense that it could take care of me and all the other things that you all been talking about. Because I just arranged it around me like a chakra thing. Like I have this diamond and, I don't have the sense of abundance around the money that would have allowed me to experience more. But it was a good start. I'm going to do it again this week.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, because you get to really.
Because I have mostly.
Because you get to rub it on your body. You get to put it in. Places.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that once you do this, you're gonna love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm repressed.
Yeah, I know. So.
Sexually repressed.
Yeah, you're so sexually repressed. No, it is. It is a break. It's a breakthrough. It really helps. Because we all have I think almost everybody has some kind of abuse issues, sexual abuse in our lives on some level, and that so that this is a healer.
Okay, babe.
Okay. Okay. So I think, yes.
Yeah. Because I was remembering that you were speaking, Steve. The other thing that came up that was notable for me was that for me, there have been times during sexual relations where I have had emotions that have come up, but it became play. Like anger became play. There was a lightness to them. It was like you could play with, it didn't happen every time, but sometimes it did. And it came up for me when I was doing the sexual play with your money. So I thought that it was just so interesting how there's something about the act of sex that can put things just in a different light, which sounds redundant because I'm sure that's why you wanted us to do the exercise, but I got it in that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, because I felt angry for a second. It was like kind of like peace that just wafts through in moments when overall you're just really having a good time, and the anger becomes, oh, what's up with that? Well, ha ha ha,
This interesting anger coming up because and that comes from our and anger is so anger blocks the flow. Anger blocks the flow. So opening up and releasing the anger opens the flow.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Yeah. So, okay, dears. So I'm going to mute you again, darling. And okay. Now I want to talk. Everybody talked, right? Yes. So now let's talk about. I want to talk more about the sex and money, and sex and our teenage selves. And today we're going to explore and get to know our teenager a little better. You know, we had that time working with writing with our teenager. Because what happens when we go from childhood and into adolescence and we make that shift and our hormones change, this immense thing happens. We become all of a sudden hormonally absolutely intense. And for women, it becomes it's so powerfully intense that the world cannot deal with it. And the world says, shut up. Shut up. You are too intense. Your sexuality is fucking everything up. And it's deep, but it's not just our sexuality. It's our sexuality. And Steve, tune into this, because also as a gay man, this might have some an interesting piece too. So because we all have this shift. I just know it deeply from being a woman. And so I'll be interested in following up with you, my dear man. So what happens is this immense energy comes up and we don't know what to do with it. And then in our world, women become suddenly we've become objects of, sex objects. Don't take the time, because nobody's trained us, to find out what this is, what this sexuality is, what it means, how it's empowering and driving us to be all that we can be. And sex and money go together in a way that is not in love. Sex and money too often are about power over, buying sex, selling your body even if you're not selling your body. There's a story I wrote about in my book, in Embracing Your Power Woman, about a woman who told the story of how, because I was asking people how they got money as a child. And I want us all to think about this too. So that's why I'm bringing it up. So this one woman said when she was a little girl, really little, her mother would say, "Daddy's coming home, get all dressed up." And then she would get all dressed up and go to the door to greet Daddy when he was coming home. And then Daddy would give her money. And then as she got a little bigger, he hid the money in his pants pocket. And then she had to reach in his pants pocket to get the money. And then suddenly she was a teenager and she was reaching into his pants pocket to get the money. And that was a place in which she had been cut off from money and from her sexuality for her whole rest of her life. So, and that's an extreme story, but it's a story that touches some truth in everybody's understanding of how money and sexuality are so intertwined in such a degrading way. So there's so many levels to money. There's so many levels to sexuality. There's so many levels that we, to um, to be brought up into the light, to shift, so that we can all to break this pattern, you know, to break this pattern. And I think that as we work in our hearts today, we're going to be able to kind of shift some of this. Because I want you to think about, where do you get stuck? Where do you get stuck as you're moving into, we're learning, we've been spending, we've done, you know, we're on, you know, the fourth go round on all these deeper and deeper levels of understanding money and our prosperity and love. And where do you get to, and then it's a stuck place? Where is it not exactly flowing? Where are you not completely connected into the flow? And some people have more money than other people in this group, but it doesn't have anything to do with the amount. It's about, where do you get stuck as you expand? Because we're in this process, this courage and ability section that we're working on now is about expanding past that, stretching past to go to the next level, to where our courage is. So, because where we're going is this journey of prosperity, this prosperity journey, and we have to pop out. We have to go and pop out to the next level, and that's that portal that we're going through. And pop out to expand and explore where we're really going. What is our truth? Where are we going? And and what comes in? What little thoughts? What little pieces just jump in and say, not past here. No, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You are not expanding. You are not expanding. This is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. Not appropriate. Now, word just came through, and I'm just going, this is not appropriate. What? We live in a world where we're supposed to be appropriate. Oh my God. Instead of that, we need to be all that we came to be, to explode out with all our creativity, to explode out with all our joy, and bring love into the world, and bring it through us, and feel it and share it. But it's not appropriate. And so that all of that stuff comes in and we start getting taught in our teenage life to put the lid on, to not be who we are. And this is men and women. Do not be who you are. Be who society has deemed appropriate. And so where does that little voice that comes up and goes, oh, no, can't go there, that's not appropriate, or I'm not doing it right, or I'm not doing it the way my family would want it, or the way society would want it, or the way my peers would want it, or my children would want it. I mean, there's all these people around us and society that we have let ourselves be molded by. And it starts when we're teenagers. And so we're going to get to know our teenager this week. We're going to meet him or her in our upper room, and really spend some really deep time there. So think about how you the different thoughts that will come up as we do the meditation. Because I want to do the meditation. I'm going to start the meditation now. And then I would like, if we have time, depending on how long the meditation goes. I know that we always just leave and just, in the depths. But I would like you to put it into your head that we're going to come out of the meditation and we're going to share our experience with our teenager. Very short, very brief, like a 1 minute share. after. So I want you to put that in your head that we're going to come back and share, because I think it's going to be and feel ourselves in the circle, and we're going to bring our teenagers into the circle. So that said,
Barbara,
yes.
last time you got me to get in touch with my teenage girl, I ended up spending 2 weeks 2 weeks having to do spiritual research and a private session with you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's because we work with it in Wake Up Your Power, Woman. That's right.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a yes? Okay. All right, darlings. Everybody gets settled and in your chair and have a little sip of water. And I want you also to think about who broke your heart or what broke your heart. These are things I just want you to have in your consciousness. Okay. And just let all the breath out. And take a deep breath in and breathe deeply into your lungs and hold the breath. And let it go. And take another deep breath. Breathe down into your belly and into your core and hold it. And let it go. And another deep breath and breathe up into your brain and hold it. And release. And one more deep breath and breathe into your heart. And into your heart chakra. And hold it. And release. And now just let yourself relax back into your normal breathing. Becoming aware of the rhythm of your breath. And becoming aware of the rhythm of your heartbeat. And on the rhythm of the heartbeat of the mother. Now, just gather in all your thoughts and feelings and sensings, disconnecting from everything external. Gathering all your thoughts and your knowing awareness in your forebrain, becoming present with your thoughts. Gather all your feelings and feeling awareness into your heart and your heart chakra. Being present in your heart with your feelings. And gathering all your sensing awareness, unhooking from everything external. Gathering all your sensing awareness into your solar plexus. Now just think of balancing and aligning your knowing, feeling, and sensing awareness. As you move with all this newly gathered awareness straight up through the top of your head, up into your upper room, where your immortal being of light instantly lifts and enlightens all this beautiful, newly gathered awareness, adding to your store of enlightened awareness. And just be aware of your immortal being of light. Here with you. expanded through you and all around you. And now just explore your upper room. Just take a little time. Just sense what it is like to be in your upper room. Is it warm or cool? What's the air like? What are you walking on? What's the sounds? And now, become aware of your teenage girl or boy walking towards you. And it can be from any moment in your teenage life, early teenage life, I think. 13, 14, 15. Not all of your teenage self, every bit of it. Just this one moment. Your teenager is walking up towards you, walking across like an open space between you. And you watch her or him coming towards you. And just be aware of what he or she is doing, looks like, wearing, and as he or she comes to you, you just reach out and take her or his hand and bring her in and hug her or him. Just hug this beautiful teenage person into your heart. And listen now to something that she or he wants to say to you. And then going to light your star. I'm going to choose the ruby red ray of light. This luscious wine color, light energy, but it's like shining light. It's this ruby red, luscious light. I'm just going to turn this beautiful ruby red light. It becomes a sun now, and it begins to shine throughout your upper room. This beautiful ruby red light, and the ruby red light is also one of your healers, and it's the yin healer. It's the healer within that's the feminine and heals on the deep emotional levels in our physical body and in our souls and our hearts. And now we'll just like reach up and like expand as this ruby red sun expands and expands and expands, and just now throw it down through your body and down through the earth and into your cave. And now take your little teenage self and bring him or her with you as you go down into your cave. And now you're not You're not entering alone this time. You're bringing your teenage self with you. And kind of sense the difference. What's it like? Do you want to show her or him what it's like in your cave? Let's do that. Let's go exploring and take your teenager on an exploration of your cave, which is glowing now with this ruby red light. And just see it through her eyes or through his eyes. Okay. Wow, it's different. And then your teenager is the first to see that Kuan Yin has stepped out of the dark mist and into the center of your cave. And your teenager responds to Kuan Yin in a different way than you do. And just experience what that's like. As Kuan Yin comes and now joins the two of you. And she gathers you both up in her loving arms, into her bosom of compassion. And you just kind of snuggle together. As you find a space where you just sort of sink down, all three of you, Kuan Yin, your teenager, and yourself, and you sink down into the Mother Earth, into this like beautiful, like luscious bed of earth, that womb that just loves you. And now, just direct that beautiful ruby red light to move through you and through your teenager and through Kuan Yin and through the earth as you just snuggle down. And the Earth Mother begins to surround your teenager with this light in the earth, bringing your teenager heart into her heart. And as this is happening, your teenager becomes aware of all the fairies here, all the fairies, the elementals in your cave. And just experience your teenager's response. And there's so much joy coming in. Joy. And now, as this joy continues, there's a shift as the sadness comes up. And Kuan Yin says, we just need to send this light, this beautiful ruby red light, up through your physical body. Now. And this ruby red light now just pours up. This luscious, healing, ruby red light pours up out of your cave, up into your feet, up into your ankles and calves and knees, and pours up through your thighs and into your pelvic bowl and all your sexual organs, moving up through you, this ruby red light of healing, 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 moving up into and through all of your body, up into your belly, up into your solar plexus, and into your heart. This healing, luscious, ruby red light coming up, healing into your heart, up through your spinal cord, rushing up into your chest, your breasts, up into your upper chest, up into your shoulders, and then pouring down liquid, luscious, ruby red light through your arms and out those little doors in the palms of your hands. This healing ruby red light moves up through your throat, up through your mouth and your face, up through your eyes, up through your old brain and brain stem, and into your ears and up through your brain. And then it just explodes out of the top of your head, carrying with it all of this psychic debris, all of the stuff that's being released, all of the heartache that's held in all through your body. It's being released now into this ruby red healing light, and up through and out your head and out your hands. I'm breaking open your heart. Rushing up, pouring up, out of the earth, out of the womb of the mother, out of the heart of Kuan Yin. Through your throat, all the crying, all the tears that have not been cried, all the stuckness in your throat. All through your brain, out through your brain, all the thoughts that are coming up that have said you're not good enough, or you're not beautiful enough, or you're not handsome enough, or you're not rich enough, or you don't fit, you don't belong, all of those things that have broken your heart all through your life are just coming up, released through your lower body, released through your lower back, released through your belly, released through your heart, released through your sexual organs. All the times that you thought you were loved when you were only being used. Those broken, so many broken hearts throughout our bodies are broken opening. Did you see, breaking the heart opens the heart to be able to receive love and light and abundance and prosperity and joy and happiness. So as this ruby red light keeps pouring up, and it's just shooting all this other stuff up and out, and then filling you with this beautiful ruby light, this healing light. Into and through your yin and your yang. And now I want you to just invite, maybe reach down into your cave and bring your little girl, bring her up through your body and bring her into your heart, into your heart chakra. It is now filled with this ruby red light. And you can imagine your heart chakra just right there with your heart, but on the subtle level, as a beautiful, beautiful cave, your heart cave. Here, bring her in. And you can hold your hands over your heart and hold her, bring her, him and him in, just to be loved with the richness of this ruby red light, to heal that sadness that she or he has carried, that is just ready to be healed today. Not all of the sadness, but just this one. You may feel it, or you may have a memory, or there may be more than one moment. But whatever she is ready to open her heart to be healed in your heart, because it's all your heart and her heart. And this ruby red light is just healing her, blazing up. Now it's turning into ruby red fire through her little body, his little body. Healing here in your heart. And as that continues, kind of tune into your yin and your yang, and tune into her or his yin and yang. Just tune in. You may get some information or not, but just feel into all of this. This is all about feeling. Feeling, opening your throat. And just feel the energy just begin to move through from your heart out through different parts of your body that have been broken by this initial, one of these initial heartbreaks at your teenage time. As the healing continues. And we bring down, now we move into your upper room and light your white star, and let that lovely white energy just pour down through your head and body and through your heart and into and through your teenage heart and is for her whole self and the yin and the yang. Your teenage yin and yang and your grown-up yin and yang, and all of a sudden there's just like this wonderful, wonderful, warm feeling of love that's going between the yins and the yangs on all the levels, and just feel. And whatever's coming up, the healing, the releasing, or the sensing of the pain, or the heartbreak, all of those things can be happening simultaneously, or just, it's all happening in the light. This healing. Don't try to figure it out with your brain. Stay in your heart. Now, focus your whole beingness now in your heart with the light. And now this light, this beautiful white light and dark and ruby red light is just creating just this dance of light through your body, through your heart, and out through your energy field. Releasing, healing. And touch into with your awareness into your cave, the Divine Mother, Earth, and Kuan Yin aspect of the Mother. Loving, sending so much love. And tune into your upper room and your immortal being of light sending so much love. And everything's expanding now until you're expanded through your whole field, through your cave, through your upper room, expanding your mortal being of light, expanded through holding all of this and focusing all of this attention, all of this light, all of this healing in your heart. And all of your love is coming into and through your heart and saying, hello, I am your love. I am the love that emanates from you, through you, and always is you. Your immortal being of light is pure love. Mother Earth is pure love. The sun and the stars are pure love, all here in your heart and in your body and in your teenager and in your field. And now that's just going to continue with that dance and that love. We're going to direct the downpour to stop and the uppour to stop. And think of closing up the top of your head and the palms of your hands and the bottoms of your feet. You're filled with this ruby red and this white light and focused in your heart chakra with the ruby red and the white. And also focused out through your whole body and field. You reach over, just take some of your money out of your bowl and just bring your money into your heart. And then we're going to bring your money into this beautiful space. And experience how your teenager responds to having all this money that you now just pouring into and throughout your heart chakra. Just like you did in your exercise, on this warm, cozy bed in your heart. All this lovely, lovely money. And the bright awakening of the sexuality of our teenage self, and the love and the joy and the happiness of being recognized and loved just for who she or he is right this moment. With all this abundance and this beautiful energy of money as love, as prosperity, of goodness, and sitting in circle together, being part of the us, part of the oneness, part of the prosperous, part of the lusciousness of all that is. And just see us here in circle, together with our immortal beings of light and now our teenage selves. And you can invite your teenager to come sit on your left and your immortal to sit on your right as we send the light around the circle. Out the right side, receiving on the left side. All this healing, healing our circle. Healing our relationship with ourselves and each other. Healing our relationship between our yin and our yang. And all the yins and yang. here in the circle. And feel your feet anchored on the earth. As you bring your attention into your feet, wiggle your toes. To your hands, wiggle your fingers. Give your floor brain a little massage with your third eye. And slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready. And get some water. Have a little sip of water. You can put your money down for now and get a big stretch. Oh, okay. Oh, just open it. Bring yourself back here now. The stretch. Ah. And you might just make some noise like la 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 la. Getting yourself here and now, ready to speak. Anybody that's lying down, come up and join us. I see that Pamela, I think, lies down. Okay. So, I'm going to ask Michelle to begin reporting because she's used to reporting after meditation classes.
Okay. Are you there?
I'm here. We're
Okay.
all here.
Well, I was really interested how all of this comes back to the power that we had as children as we began to be grown up. And it feels like it's a good time to re-examine that. You know, it would have been wonderful if we'd all gone through something like a bar mitzvah. I don't know what those are about, but you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
an acknowledgement of this person has come into their power. And we're going to acknowledge that and love that in this being. Instead, it's sort of subverted. And I found in the session that, you know, I've always been a very sort of courageous person. But because I didn't have the power behind it, a lot of times I've gone into situations that I thought I could totally handle. You know, oh yeah, I'll have this. I can easily do that, but I don't carry the power forward. So now I know a little bit more about how money, which is associated with power, sex that's associated with power, and love that was missing, and honoring, like love and honor, kind of. Is that making any sense?
Yes, absolutely.
And I just did that this week, and it totally backfired, and I had the most horrible experience. So I asked you if we could have a special session. I don't think you got the message.
I didn't.
No.
Sorry, I didn't get the message.
No, it just like within the hour before we began. So I need an exorcism.
Okay. Thank you for that report, and we will set up a session for sure.
Okay.
Beautiful. So make the reports are just short; they're just like a minute. So who's next? Thank you, Michelle. Beautiful.
I can go.
Okay, Dorothy.
You started off asking who broke your heart.
Yeah.
That was a good question because immediately the answer is my mother.
Mm.
And then I'll skip to where when the teenager was in the heart, and I realized, so I never had any kind of heart connection with my mother, and it was a it was painful not having a heart connection with my mother. And what I realized when it was in the heart was like, oh, there was no, my mother was incapable of being loving, and so I was not receiving. So I didn't know. I didn't grow up knowing what it was to receive, and it was also painful to me because I couldn't give. Even if I tried to give, there was no one there to receive. So this whole issue of giving and receiving was not a part of my childhood, and I can see how that relates to all the work we're doing.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dorothy. Beautiful. Good share. You're going to be able to do a lot of healing on that this week. So yay.
Yay.
Who's next? Steve? Pamela. Okay.
Well, Barbara, the Power Woman work with teenager has been such a big mover for me. Having done it, we started working together in our group. And it's just so healing to bring, to reconnect with my teenage self. And because she was a very wounded young woman, and I just love connecting with her. This time it was 14. I'm quite familiar with connecting with the different ages, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And kind of some the distinctions between them, since for the past 3 years I've been raising a teenager myself. And yeah, I have a pretty good window on all that right now. And then joining that with my previous teenage self and me, who I am now. And tonight I'm getting an amazing feeling of how sensations move through the body, like the getting sexy with your money part. And I did it tonight, confession, right before class. And, you know, there's a lot of something like sex that brings forth the endorphins in the body. And on my work and a lot of different things, I always have a lot of aches and pains in my body, and I deal with them somehow. And they just, mostly all of them went away. And yeah. And I'm learning how to be big. And I had a breakthrough today that, so I've been playing around with allowing myself to be big, like really, really big. Like once recently you said we are our energy field, and you've described it as 10-foot energy field surrounding us in 3 dimensions. And I thought, oh, I am that. And so then I've been thinking through feeling, working with being big. And then today it hit me. I was working on a patient, and I thought, wait a second. I don't know what I was doing, something that I could have another piece of my mind break off for a moment. And I thought, well, what is it being? I mean, this whole idea of big is this whole like male dominator idea of bigness. And it's not that. It's being like fullness of who we are, like the hugeness of who we are. It's not being big. And so anyway.
Beautiful, beautiful share. Thank you, darling. So we have Paula or Steve. Steve, want to go?
Yeah.
Oh, Paula's going. Okay, go ahead, Paula.
Well, I don't know why I remember this, but I am always, I never wear clothes that leaves my heart like show. I mean, like right now I'm wearing this, but oh, that's my problem. Okay, but I'm wearing this, but I'm constantly like covering, and even if I'm wearing one of these things, I would do like a shawl over here. And that I literally, when you said about Kuan Yin holding our teenage girl here, I felt that, and then I don't know why. I think I need to process it. Always with the meditations, it takes me like at least 3 times to make them to really get that. But I can still feel it, Barbara.
Good.
I can still feel it, right?
Good.
Right here.
Excellent. Wonderful. Yay. Beautiful. Thank you, sweetie. And Steve, I'm sorry.
Either one. I accessed this deep hole in my heart that just surprised the hell out of me. And all these feelings came up that just overwhelmed me. And I didn't think that I was ever going to be able to get back to here. I just felt a lot of pain about this teenage boy who was so desperately in love with this one man and one young man, and couldn't do anything about it. And I was overwhelmed.
Good. Bring that up. Yes, and you can, when we get off the phone, you can just cry and cry and cry. And everybody can. And then just keep letting this ruby red light. This ruby red light is. Can you feel how it feels, though? Can you feel the sensation of it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And you brought us back.
Yeah.
And you had us put our feet on the floor, and I'm back.
Good. Beautiful. So a lot of that is released now. It's not going to keep, there's going to be more stuff that will come up, but you've released what came up now has been released. Now, and it's now filled, the space has been filled with the ruby red light. So just, allow that to be. Now you may still have feelings that keep coming up, but the ones that have come up already are gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Good work. Yes. All right, my dears, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful group. Thank you so much for coming to the live class tonight, and it was so exciting to work with you and to take this next step that we're taking into this depths of our heart, to heal our heart, because courage, comes from the French word for heart, le cœur. So this is what it's all about, and this is where our courage is going to build as we do this healing of our hearts. So I'll send out the homework. It's I want you to read. I'll send it out. You'll get it. You'll read it, and it'll be on the Facebook page. Also, I would love you guys to talk to each other on the Facebook page, not just like telling brief little stories, but like share the things that are coming up over the weekend. And then when somebody does share, say something to them. Say, at least do a like or a heart or something, or involve. Let's try to heal the hearts in the circle. The Facebook page is for us to bring our feelings. So I want you. That's what I want you to do this week. I want you to bring your feelings to the Facebook page and share with one another. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
About the Facebook? I'm always so sharing, and I always look in, and I love the posts. It's just lately I've been trying to not look so much at Facebook because people post all these type of news.
Don't go to anything except our page. Just go to our.
But I wanted to say it because I do think Facebook it's a very good tool,
Yes.
and I do see how we can all keep in touch and feel the love of each other throughout the week. I love you all. It's just Facebook. It's lately, you know, I don't know.
Right, I understand. So just go directly to the Self-Trust and our page, and don't look at anything else. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I wanted to remind something. I know everyone has to leave, but it's still pending that we're all going to move the energy for everyone to come to Costa Rica around year's end. You remember?
That's right.
So
That's right.
keep it in mind. I've seen tickets for $200 or less, and
okay, we'll talk about that next week. We have lots to talk about next week and see where we're going next with each other. So, okay, darlings, blessed be. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. And I will see you next week, and I will see you on Facebook.